She was the girl everyone's parents warned them about, and the one Anthony Bourdain couldn't resist. Long before he was a globe-trotting chef, he was a lanky teenager in suburban New Jersey, chasing a senior named Nancy Putkowski, the self-described bad girl who ran with what he called the druggie crowd. Bourdain graduated a year early just to keep up with her, trading suburbia for the thrills he imagined she embodied. At Vassar College, newly co-ed and brimming with what Bourdain later dubbed female wolves, the pair's outlaw romance took on new twists. Bourdain hinted that fidelity was fluid. He was an unprepared, immature young man dazzled by attention. Yet Nancy remained the fixed point in his orbit, while he sharpened ambitions that would soon pull him into professional kitchens. When he left Vassar after 2 years for the Culinary Institute of America, she stayed behind, but their bond survived the 15-minute drive and the long restaurant nights that followed. They married in 1986 and settled into a rough-and-tumble rhythm of early morning prep work, late-night drinks, and whispered dreams. 2 decades later, Kitchen Confidential detonated, turning the line Cook's war stories into a cultural phenomenon. Television offers arrived overnight. Nancy, Bourdain recalled, identified television early on as an existential threat to the marriage, while he felt the whole world was opening up. The threat proved real. Filming a Cook's tour kept him on the road for most of 2 years, and each airport departure widened the emotional rift. He tried renovating their apartment with new money, hoping comfort might substitute for presence, but wanderlust won. "I was ambitious, she was not," he admitted, calling the eventual split the great betrayal of his life. One trip in particular sealed their fate: Vietnam. The smells of fish sauce and motorbike exhaust, the riot of color in street markets. Bourdain said the experience altered the way I would look at things, making everything at home feel suddenly flat. He returned knowing my whole previous life was doomed, and within a year the marriage collapsed. "She was the love of my life," he conceded, but everything changed. After the 2005 divorce, Nancy chose obscurity with the same conviction Bourdain applied to fame. She skipped red carpets, refused TV cameos, and even turned down Morgan Neville's 2021 documentary Roadrunner, leaving a conspicuous silence where her voice might have been. Reviewers noted her absence, but friends weren't surprised. Years earlier, she joked that her perfect level of notoriety would be like a Supreme Court justice's: face unknown, table always ready. What became of her? Reports suggest she still lives quietly in New York, rumored to work in publishing, content to let curiosity swirl while she keeps her story private. Online forums trade unverified sightings and theories about whether she ever speaks to Bourdain's family or visits the places they once shared. None of it is confirmed, and that mystery only deepens her legend. Yet Nancy Putkowski's imprint on Bourdain's life is unmistakable. She was the first audience for his raunchy kitchen tales, the steady hand during his early battles with addiction, and the unseen figure at the edge of those early travel show frames. The marriage ended, but her influence lingered in every rebel flourish of Bourdain's prose. Proof that the chef who devoured the world was first shaped by one fiercely private woman who wanted none of the spotlight he craved. In the end, their story asks a question bigger than food or fame. Can love survive when one heart demands the road and the other longs for home? Bourdain answered with regret. Nancy answered by disappearing. And somewhere between those two choices lies a cautionary tale about ambition, anonymity, and the quiet power of walking away before the credits roll.